Jack, there are a couple of tools that you seem to use to keep the messages of this philosophy alive and in front of people, and that's the Huddle and the Scoreboard. Could you talk a little bit about how these were developed and how you use them now?
I constantly want to come back to the fact that what we're talking about is a pattern. And we've covered the first element of the pattern is that you kind of set the game up through the high involvement planning process, right? You set up all your targets. A lot of people put together financial plans on an annual basis, and they give them to their investment community, or they give them to private equity or whoever's got a financial stake in the company. And it's kind of sad that not too many people give it to the people that have a time stake in the company. All right. And so once we set up the financial plan, we just don't want to put it in mothballs and come back and check it every quarter or check it every year. We want to make it as active from day one as we possibly can. So we want to get everybody's engagement on that financial plan from day one. So what we decided to do is we decided that every single Wednesday we would have a huddle. And it's really simple. And let's say the first month of the year is January. You come in the first week of January. You'd have a blank income statement up there for the month. You'd have a blank cash flow statement up there for the month. And everybody in the organization that had a psychic ownership of the line would then put the number that they think would be at the end of January. Whether you're spending $1 million or $10 million, or whether your PBT is going to be 2% or 7%. Okay, that all goes up there. Now, this concept was kind of stolen from publicly held companies. I found it amazing at the investments that companies make to put out quarterly statements. And what are those quarterly statements about? They're about the financial status of the company and anything of material significance that are occurring inside that company. That's the purpose of a quarterly report. They spent all this money on people that are investing money in the company, and they don't tie in the people that are putting the time in the company. So I thought, why not run my staff meetings as if it was a quarterly report? I'll fill out the financials on what's going to happen financially for the month of January. And then the last part of the staff meeting, or the huddle, is going to be anything of material significance. Now, this ended up doing two things. One is, a lot of people don't like staff meetings. Most CEOs don't like staff meetings. They don't like hearing what's wrong. They only hear what's wrong. It's just bitch sessions, everybody's moaning, everybody's complaining, okay? In our huddle, when you have to come up with one number, you have already had to make the decision, okay? There is no bitching, okay? You have had to talk to people. You're going to go up there, post that shipment number on the board, and you better make certain you've talked to material people, supply chain people. You better make certain that everybody's in line with you, okay? Because that's your ownership, all right? That's what you're saying you're going to do for everybody else. It's tremendously exposure. I mean, it's just tremendous peer pressure, all right? And so what happened is that we were putting up numbers. We were saying this is where we're going to be. And then we do this every week. And most people look at it down and it's too busy to do it a month, and they think it's really hard. Well, it's not hard, because when you got the ownership, you figure out how to get a daily number. Remember me telling you about the purchasing lady that goes out there and scans that invoice every receipt every single day? All right, so she's got the cumulative effect of her numbers. I mean, she knows where she is all the time. The huddle gives her the opportunity then to be able to see the rewards and the recognition, okay, on the performance that she does. It ties in that you make a difference deal, and we do it weekly. It doesn't take, we can do something like 26 companies in about 30 minutes because people have that ownership, all right? And so what we do is we put it up there, and then we go around the room, and everybody then contributes to anything of material significance. We then push a button, and 1,200 people all over have the financial statements for the month, and they have all the things of material significance. It's the most incredibly productive huddle you can ever have, because there is no room to moan. There is no room to complain. You can't put two numbers in one line, okay? If you're worried about what your warranty expense is going to be, you can't sit there and try to blame it on other people, or you can't sit there and try to delegate, or you can't tell you the complexities of it. You have to make the call.